Chat, here we go. It is Gizmo versus Breakout, and I just realized I did not have the overlay open again. For some reason, I just forget about the overlay in this tournament. But I'll have it up as soon as possible. We have Breakout in the blue, and we have Gizmo in the orange. And Breakout is going to score first. For those of you who didn't watch yesterday, there were some strong opinions about both of these players on who they might be. I won't say anything more than that. I'll give you an opportunity, if you haven't seen yesterday, to try and figure out who they are. I'm sure chat's just going to spam it anyways, so close your eyes or close chat if you don't want to see it, as these two will combine for a demo, and Gizmo is going to get an opportunity on the ball with a little bit of space. Reset near ceiling heights. Breakout chasing down to try and challenge, and is doing a decent job. Now space for Breakout. They see something coming to them, and they just pull off the ball for a low 50. Gizmo playing quickly, getting ahead of themselves on the challenge. Unable to take the ball away. If you guys are watching this for the first time, let me start over again. This is a hidden pro tournament. Nobody knows who is playing in the 1v1s. It is an 8-player single elim tournament as Gizmo gets on the board. Winner taking home $500. And in the process, we are recording both your guys' guesses and the players' guesses for who they're playing against. Today, we'll be playing both semifinals and the grand finals, and then revealing everyone who played in the tournament. Right now, Gizmo, great read. Gizmo does this a lot, where their aerial control seems to be good enough that even though they're not attacking the net, they just stay on the ball, and eventually they punish because the opposition gets impatient, wants to come challenge, and then you get to just tap it over the top of them, shoot on an open net. It's going to be a fake kickoff from Gizmo, and Gizmo's going to get deleted as Breakout now has a bit of space and time. Only a respawn amount of boost for Gizmo, but that reset's not going to cut it. Gizmo just barely did an own goal as Breakout missed wide off the post. And it seemed like Gizmo was going to be around and just tap it in for them, but fortunately didn't. Doesn't matter, though. Shortly after, Breakout steals the ball away and regains the lead. Popcorn RL, thank you for the brand... Oh, not the brand new. The 2-month tier 1. Appreciate you. Is it Gizmo or is it Sabretooth? Yeah, we'll mention it again. We've mentioned it a few times. For some reason, when the accounts join the lobby, they get assigned bot names. Don't look into that too much. Just look up at the leaderboard. Or the scoreboard, I should say. Which will tell you who is actually playing in the match. And as I talk about it, there you'll see them change. Now, the accounts will be called Feer Orange and Feer Blue. Breakout gifted the ball. Will convert it for a goal. Gizmo was maybe hoping for twice as much power in order to get out ahead of Breakout. That's probably really the only way that ends up being a good play. Breakout transitioning to the ground, getting dunked. A little fake, and Gizmo falls for it. Breakout doing Gizmo dirty. They were recovering on very little boost. Thought for sure a touch was going to be made on the ball. And ended up just soaring past the play. Breakouts, front flip to the back wall. Gizmo able to get out ahead and stay within striking distance. There's been a couple different times that Breakout has been looking to try and pull away, but has not been able to. Big kickoff again for Gizmo, who has probably faked just as many as they've taken regularly now. Full field dribble, and their reset did not get a ton of height on it. And it might have even been the worst case scenario that it popped it right on top of Breakout, who then gets to pass to themselves off of the backboard. Gizmo sending one to the left side wall. Challenged immediately by Breakout, who does not want to entertain any Gizmo dribbles. And a little tap around will turn into a goal. Gizmo taking a standard kickoff this time and actually winning possession into their back corner. Really heavy touch to put it on the back wall. Now can they go the distance? First touch is directly under the ceiling. The landing catch did not get the height on the eventual flip that they needed. Not a bad play, but the finishes have to be perfect in the 1v1 game, and the finish was just too soft. You need to get some air underneath it. Gizmo getting a boost steal as Breakout trying to set up something on the ground off the side wall and just lost control. Gizmo continuing to use some dashes and speed to their advantage. Bit of a chaotic player. Gizmo getting undercuts. Breakout. Ball carry. Thought they saw a challenge coming, so they dropped the ball. Credit to Gizmo on a decent fake and a counter the other way. So again, it looked like Breakout was going to pull away and ice the game out. But a couple decent plays from Gizmo has them within striking distance. They need a few really solid kickoffs, and they're going to start with a fake kickoff on a diagonal. To get a possession at ceiling heights can be hard to score these, flipping into a double reset in order to start the possession, and that gets Breakout to back off, and now an air dribble bump does not connect. Breakout went underneath it. I'm not sure they're going to be able to get a free goal or anything, though. Good enough recovery from Gizmo. The problem is they need offense right now, so just getting back in time isn't good enough. They need possession back in their control. Gizmo, a sidewall air dribble. Breakout thought about challenging early on the wall, and Gizmo tried to punish by going, to the farthest place to recover to, which is that top left corner. But Breakout still made it there. And now Gizmo resetting. That is probably the end of the game. Gizmo needed to be scoring a little bit faster than this. Gizmo double reset all the way from the back corner. Breakout gets to just wait on the goal line. As fancy as it might be, it will not score a goal. And game number one going to go to Breakouts. Double reset for the road. Maybe went for the triple there. It will drop to the ground as Breakout goes up 1-0. Game number two. Breakout and Gizmo. Gizmo probably needing to improve the finishing a little bit if they want to be able to stay in this game, because Breakout has been very efficient with their scoring chances. Gizmo, a clean catch. Wanted a 50 into a goal, but did not get it. Got the exact opposite. Breakout able to challenge the ball and get a nice pre-flip in order to tap this out ahead. Breakout wall to air dribble off the side. Gizmo thought about that challenge on the ceiling, and we saw that yesterday when Gizmo was playing Hot Shot, I believe it was. They did a really good job of transitioning to the ceiling and back down in order to kind of fake the ceiling challenge. And doing so might have given them an opportunity here. Breakout, no choice but to stay full speed in order to not get demoed, and that limits their options in terms of a clear. They just put the ball on the back wall. Gizmo follows it up for a goal. Now Gizmo direct kickoff win. Can they score it? They actually misread it, and that's going to be a goal the other way. So Gizmo, I mean, that's a miss by, oh no, just barely a miss. But not as bad of a miss as Gizmo, because Gizmo needed to get that read in order to score. Is this an Octane only tournament? That's a good question. I haven't mentioned it yet today on the stream or in this video. These guys are playing on alt accounts that have only the cars you now start with new accounts, which is Breakout, Octane, and Merc. So for the most part, every single player has played Octane. Merc, in the first game of their series, decided to cosplay their codename and played in a Merc, but then they instantly jumped out of it for the rest of the series. So other than that, everyone has been in Octane, understandably. That's what I would expect these players to play, given those 3 options. But the important thing is to not judge them based on the fact that they aren't in Fenix, because of course we see tons of pro players, especially pro 1v1 players, playing in the Fennec. But we will not see any Fenix in this tournament. Gizmo, what a strong touch to the ceiling. We saw that from them yesterday. Just slamming the ball into the ceiling and back into their own car, which is not easy to do. But despite how fancy the setup is, what matters is the finish, and the finish was not in. A demo results in an open possession. Breakout, though, actually chased down into the corner immediately. Credit to Gizmo, who recognized that aggression and decided to back off using a bit of wall dashing to reset. And they're going to get another demo now. Full space and time. Nothing Breakout can do to stop this one. Really clean catch on a setup that was not perfect. And Gizmo is going to go the distance to the field. It doesn't matter if this is not exactly how they'd like to set it up. It's clear they have top-tier control in the air. And when they get to take it against a respawning defender, they were able to get the finish. Breakouts up to the ceiling and slamming it back down. Interesting way to get around Gizmo here, who is playing on only a couple pads. Goes up as high as possible where Gizmo can't get to, and then finds an angle on the net that goes above Gizmo and directly under the crossbar. Perfect placement there from Breakout. Not your conventional way to beat a low boost defender, but apparently just as effective. Gizmo just taking a standard kickoff. I think Breakout was going wave dash kickoff. Little zap dash back into the corner for Gizmo, and a demo onto Breakout. So now another opportunity for Gizmo to go crazy in the air if they can. They fell into the ball for the reset. It was never going to be a good shot, so they understandably just took the ball into the opposite corner, and they went near post, and it's going to work. Breakouts seemed like they were going to be prepared for this. They definitely had boost. They went up to the side wall, thought better of it, and reversed into the net on the ground. That is just not the play almost ever. Why Breakout wouldn't just turn around and face the play at some point, I don't know. I have a feeling we won't see them doing that much reversing in the future. Gizmo is going to get a nice kickoff goal as somebody is changing their their epic name in order to send a friend request on their guest for the match. Breakout gonna make it a 5-5 game as they read the fake kickoff of Gizmo. Breakouts. Ooh, what a touch and what a save from Gizmo. I don't think it was scoreable. 0 boost now. Gizmo zap dashing their way out of the net to get back to the ball. And now Breakout, the hook shot top right. Lead back in control of Breakout. Breakout, little bump on the kickoff to make it a 2-goal lead. For anybody just tuning in, this is the semifinals of the EU Mass Duelist. We'll play the other semifinal right after, and then the grand final, followed by what I see the most questions about, which is the big reveal. Everybody who's playing in the tournament will be revealed. Breakout trying to launch a flick from midfield. Gizmo has the save, using a ton of boost to make said save, but we'll just go into the attacking corner to find some more, slamming into the ceiling for the reset. That side flip is not going to get enough movement on target to get a goal, but somehow constantly keeping top speed despite being on 0 boost and able to get the demo. And a little pogo shot from Gizmo And it's into the top right. Breakout is forced to drop the nice shot as Gizmo from outside the box launches a pogo. I think that might be known to come from certain players in the community. But you never know who may or may not be working on their pogo game. Gizmo, a pop, or sorry, I should say Breakout, a pop over the top of Gizmo. And an 8th goal. Gizmo needs 2. This was not the kickoff to make it happen, as they're going to be low on boost. If there's anybody who seems to be able to find speed and make plays on low boost, it is Gizmo. But I'm not sure there's enough magic. Wait a second. Unless, for a second there, Breakout almost just gave the ball for an easy open net. But they did recover for the demo. So it will be a Game 2 win for Breakout. Gizmo, maybe going to keep the ball up and try and give one for the road. That's not going to be allowed by Breakout. Game 2 goes to Breakout. 2-0 in a best of 5. Game number 3. A decent performance from Gizmo, but not enough to get the win. They're going to go aggressive for a demo off this kickoff in order to score. I think Gizmo probably has goal of the tournament. I want to say there was a goal that Esper scored, actually, at the start of the tournament yesterday, which was pretty good. Something tells me Gizmo's goal would probably beat it in a vote, though. Breakouts up to the skies, and Gizmo was there to try and stop it, but only in spirit as they went flying past the ball. Just misread the angle that Breakout was intending to take. Breakout. Wall to air dribble, reset on the ceiling, and a fake as they come to the ground. And you can see Gizmo expecting to get some resistance there on that shot, but instead just bounces slowly in. One second, I'm updating the title to show that it is semifinals. Gizmo's going to get a direct kickoff. Breakout with control. Gizmo built up enough speed that even though Breakout saw the challenge coming, they couldn't really do a ton to react to it in time. Now Gizmo wants a demo, not going to get it. 0 boost, sidewall. Certainly they have to back off. Gizmo clearly likes to play on 0, but I don't know if they can play 0 in the air. It's going to have to be on the ground. Gizmo going to back off again. Give Breakout space to start this air dribble. Breakout pulled out of it immediately. They expected the pre-jump from Gizmo, and instead of bringing the ball into them, just gets the reset and goes to the ground. Breakouts gets demoed as Gizmo, I think, using a dash there to get the supersonic and get that surprising play, and Gizmo sees Breakout coming, so they use the resets. Even though it's not a ton of movements, doesn't matter. It's enough in order to get over the top of Breakout, who couldn't seem to decide when they wanted the challenge. Typo in the title, that's a good point. Should be fixed. Breakout gonna roll this one into an open net, and I think that that's where, you know, the majority of Breakout's higher shooting percentage is coming from. Seems like they have more opportunities to shoot on a completely undefended net. Whereas Gizmo, who in earlier games was matching the shooting, was nowhere near having as much success because Breakout was there to make saves. Breakout, again, gonna pop this way over the top. Ooh, a fancy finish from Breakout. This is a wide open net. And by all means, they could just get an easy tap in. But a little reverse half flip into the backflip pop. Gizmo. Wall to air dribble and Breakouts. Again, having success with the ceiling challenge. Breakout has really done well from there. I'm not sure we've seen Gizmo beat the ceiling challenge yet. The only problem is it's not always an option. As a couple wall dashes from Gizmo. Gizmo loves to just hit the ball hard and then just try and figure it out. They just trust in their ability to stick with the play and see if they can make a goal. And it works out sometimes, but might not be the most reliable way to score. Gizmo demoed. Breakout seemed to be just looking directly for the bump, and it's going to keep it on the goal line. And wait, Gizmo! A little bit of a mind game here, and Breakout is going to take the goal. Gizmo drops the nice shot, but they were leaving the play. Breakout could have taken longer. Breakouts looked like they were keeping ball cam on, or at least toggling it to get a read on what Gizmo was up to. Gizmo on 0, but just using dashing to stick with the play, and Breakout is going to drop the nice shot. Breakout felt like they were in control here with a big boost advantage. Didn't think they had to worry about anything, but they did not realize how fast Gizmo was moving despite not having anything to work with. Breakout, big kickoff win to the ceiling. Gizmo is going to make it back down. I was going to say big mistake for going to the ceiling from Gizmo. Just he got there way too late, if you ask me. But he seemed to understand that by getting there so late, it was guaranteed that Breakout would try and shoot low to punish. So he went high and immediately recovered down. Was able to make it back in time. Now Gizmo from about ceiling heights. So hard to start those back wall air dribbles when you're already at the ceiling. The best ones usually start probably more like crossbar height, much lower, where you can kind of take a more natural progression across the whole field. What is going on right now? It is a big mind game between Breakout and Gizmo, and Breakout was pretty greedy, trying to get up there and score it with the boost that they had. They got the back corner here, so Gizmo going to stay aggressive. They need a goal with 2 minutes left to go, or sorry, 1 minute left to go, down 2, and that is a humongous miss from Breakouts. We were on Gizmo POV, but it seemed like it should have been scoreable. Gizmo now has the boost they need. First touch reset into a carry. Why not get another one? That pop is not it, though. Going to send it way too high and allow Breakout a chance to dive into the corner, steal boost, knowing that they don't really have to entertain the shot at all. And now a steal. It's going to be a fake. Gizmo is maybe getting toasted here. And there's going to be a nice shot. Breakout more than willing to slow down the pace and not allow Gizmo. Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah, 17 seconds left to go. It is game 3. I was like, wait a second. Isn't there a whole other game to go? But no. Gizmo not going to try and finish it out. It is GG's. Breakout will get the win. And we will end the game here. Yesterday, you guys were really sure who these people were. I intentionally did not mention who you guys thought it was yesterday. Who do you guys think is the loser of this game? Gizmo. Who is Gizmo, chat? Gizmo. I see at least a couple Darks. I see a Kronovi. It would seem that you guys are deciding between Dark and maybe it was Johnny Boy. A lot of votes for Dark and a lot of votes for Johnny Boy. Let's just be 100% sure You guys never know which way you guys go. So is it Dark or is it Johnny Boy? 1 in chat if you're sure it's Dark. 2 in chat if it was Johnny Boy playing on Gizmo. See, this is why we got to do the revotes. This is why we got to do the revotes. Sometimes you think you know, but when you do a revote, it's clear that chat is certain that it was actually Johnny Boy on Gizmo. That does not surprise me too much. Who is Breakout, chat? All right, we need names for Breakout. Stop the count. Who is correct? I'll tell you later. I see a Moxie. I see a Zen. Who is Breakout, chat? By the way, I mentioned I didn't want to say who you guys thought it was yesterday. Yesterday, you guys thought Gizmo was me. You said Gizmo was Feer. Today, you've decided to swap. You've decided that Gizmo actually wasn't me. It was Johnny. Interesting swap. How about Breakout? Breakout, you guys are pretty sure. That is indeed who you guys went with yesterday. I will get the guesses from the players. Now on to the YouTube exclusive reveal for the players that played. We are going to start with the loser of this match, who will no longer be in the tournament, and then we'll get to the winner. You can hop off at any moment if you don't want to get anything spoiled, either both of them. You could leave right now. I'll eventually reveal all of them at the end of the grand final, or you can leave maybe after the loser so that the winner stays in mystery. Anyways, we will start with Gizmo. If you guys remember in the first round, you guys guessed it was me, but really, you guessed it was Dark. This round, you guessed it was Johnny, but really, you guessed it was Dark. Now, what about Gizmo's opponents? In the first round, Gizmo's opponent thought they were playing against Dark. And in the second round, Gizmo's opponent thought they were playing against Dark. So pretty much everyone was in agreement. Dark is apparently easy to spot, and the answer is, you guys are right. Dark is indeed easy to spot. I also slightly leaked it in his quarterfinal, but let's be honest, everybody already knew. Now, onto Breakout. Breakout, in the first round, you guys guessed was Moxie. In the semifinals, you guys guessed it was Moxie. Now, Breakout's opponents in the quarterfinals said they were playing against Moxie. What about in the semifinals? They said they were playing against Moxie. So, you guys are all in agreement in who played in this tournament, or sorry, in this specific game. Dark and Moxie. Was it indeed Moxie? Yes, it was. This one was apparently very clear to see. Breakout versus Gizmo was Moxie versus Dark. Moxie will move on in the tournament, be in the grand final, and I will see you guys in the next semifinal and the grands.